And this is what I mean by convenience. I'm so tired, you guys. Guys, off the bat, I know that these masks are pricey, but the difference between the Derma Ray masks and many of the other LED masks out there is that you can interchange the light setting, where this is a red light, this is a near infrared light, then the blue light, which is for acne, and then lastly, we have a mixed light, which combines all the effects. This is something I have not seen before, and the great thing too is that when it comes to the neck, we have the same exact settings. The second difference before we get to the unboxing is that with many other masks, they turn off in 10 minutes automatically, but this one turns off in 15 minutes. As somebody who has and uses an LED mask from another company, with a 10-minute limitation, I always wish that it would go for kind of less than a 2 treatment and then more than a 1 treatment. So I think the 15-minute is the perfect amount of time to get everything done, especially because these are portable, guys. You can walk around and do whatever you want while you treat your skin. The one thing I want to note before we get into the whole mask is you need to apply the mask after you cleanse, just so that there is no barrier between the light penetration and what is on your face. But in order to ensure that your face does not dry out, because that is literally the one thing that freaks me out the most, is using a milky cleanser. Last week, we reviewed all of the milky cleansers from Biologique, and there is a reason why they only carry milky cleansers. It's because while it cleanses, it is hydrating and nourishing, unlike many or all cleansers that I have tried out there. A little pro tip before you mask. I would say if you are my age, which is 38, I may suggest investing in an LED mask, neck, and chest set, only because of the studies.
What would be the best bang for our buck in terms of actually doing something beneficial for our skin and anti-aging?
Yeah, so the first thing that I would look at would be red light therapy. That'd be the easiest thing.
Along with many others, talk about LED red light really do help with plumping, giving you an even skin tone, and giving you glowy skin. Another pro tip is, the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, if you can't tell by my perpetual use of all of these K-toner pads, my #1 phobia is drying out. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but I cut my hair the other day and I'm so upset because when you get a haircut, I just always feel so ugly the first day, but I needed it, you guys, and I spend all my money on skincare, so I have no money for a haircut. In order to help the show, please subscribe. I want to point out that these bags are very soft. So let's go ahead and charge these babies. The only thing I'm confused about is, I guess I'm gonna leave my glasses on, because if I'm gonna keep the mask on for a really long time, my glasses become a problem. So now all we need to do is snap it like that. So the straps are extremely adjustable. You just take the Velcro and you tighten up the top. This is where it should fit. Like, your mouth is where it is. And I'm just happy my glasses fit, because we're gonna keep this on for a very long time. So you disconnect it from the charging. This part you keep. I had to take my glasses off. It is actually extremely uncomfortable. But as for what this stands for, M1 is a red, M2 is the blue, M3 is the infrared, and M4 is the mixed. We're gonna go for the mixed today for 15 minutes until it turns off. And then we're gonna restart it to optimize the time. The recommendations are that for the first week, you use it once every 3 days for 10 minutes at a time. For the second week, once every 2 days for 10 minutes at a time. The third week, use every 2 days for 10 to 15 minutes at a time. And then the fourth week is to use it every day, 10 to 15 minutes at a time. If you're wondering if I feel any bit of heat, it's hardly there, but you do feel that there is a heat source that is resting on your skin. It doesn't hurt though. This is who I am now. This is who I am. The neck and the chest is now on. I literally had to wire the controller underneath my shirt, but it's not the worst. I could literally keep one controller in there, and the other one is a little too short to put in the other, but that's okay. I don't plan to move very much. But again, very much a portable thing. I feel like this is as close as you can get to getting an actual treatment. Let's see what sort of results we get with the mixed LED light treatment. The benefits to this mask just keep on giving. If you leave it in automatic mode, for 5 seconds it goes on red, then 3 seconds on blue, then 4 minutes on the infrared, and then 3 minutes on the mix. My original LED mask did not have all of these cool features. Did it have the really annoying Velcro straps? Yes, I feel like that's something we cannot avoid. I think it's extremely annoying, but that is what it is. Also, I know these masks are expensive. There is a promo for, I think, $80 off if you look in my description, but again, I think this is as close to a treatment, especially because it has so many settings. I will be lying down for 15 minutes with this resting on my shoulder blade. A couple of quick notes. I really like the automatic setting. With 15 minutes, you just start wondering how much longer you have. So when you see the color changing, you know when it's close to done. I'm a really big fan of this particular mask set, and I find that generally, oh look, see, now we're almost done. It went to purple. The chest and neck is so kind of comfortable. If I didn't have glasses or if I wore contacts, this would be a different experience because at this point I just cannot see. But if that's not an issue for you, this is just so convenient. And again, the different light settings and the automatic is what's really drawing me in. Done with the treatment. Because we have nothing on our face right now, I'm applying moisturizer. I don't think my neck is done yet, but I really have to emphasize that the neck is so non-invasive. I feel like I still see the light on. It's just hard to see if the light is still on with the neck. Although you could just look at the controller. As you know, there's one spot that you cannot really get Botox, and that's your neck and your chest, which is why treatments like this really come in handy. It kind of just looks like a turtleneck, doesn't it? As someone who's almost 40, the areas of concern for me will be my smile lines and probably my neck and chest. Here's a better look at what my face looks like after 2 consecutive sessions. I think I see a difference. I feel very glowy and healthy. The time has come. I'm so tired, you guys. So let's see what the results are like. In between the sessions, I did go for a swim. So if that means anything to you, there's that. Okay guys, so this is where we at. And always, every time I take off the mask, I feel like my face is a bit more even because I literally popped this on right after the swim. We're going in with a serum tonight before we go to bed. And I spoke about this in my empties. I know Beauty of Chosun got so popular, but this serum is just okay. It does hydrate, but I'm not sure why it was getting all the rave. Although there is one of the 4 serums that really do make me glow. Let's start with, are the results immediate? I wrote a couple questions down to discuss. We're gonna go in with the ordinary retinol as the next step, but let's talk about if the results are immediate with the light therapy mask. For me, I would say yes. I notice an immediate glow. And I know I said this before, but I feel like my face just looks on the well-rested side. Even though I'm extremely tired right now, you guys. I don't recommend that you apply the mask as much as I did for the test today to see whether it made a difference, only because it started getting really, really hot, and they do mention that you may get red with the first treatment. I did not notice that for me, but I noticed a little bit of sensitivity, especially by my chest, by the 2nd to 3rd treatment, which is why I took a little bit of a break in between all my sessions. The second question is, does this mimic an actual facial? To that, I would say, if I applied a bunch of face masks after the treatment and really went into it, maybe even with a microneedle the night before, I think the answer might be a yes. Is it worth the money? I do think in terms of comfortability, I highly recommend the neck and chest. I find that it is so non-invasive. As you can see, you can carry about your day. And because, again, this is not a place that you can get treatment. The face mask is a bit more on the annoying side because for me, I literally can't even see. And to keep a little bit of a distance from your face, you see how there's an elevated eye part? It leaves a bit of a mark on my face, especially after all of the applications today. My other mask does not have this particular part, and I think I prefer it without this little bulging eyepiece. I forgot my skincare routine. Let's continue with the Vernix. They even mentioned that LED lights are one of the few ways to help induce hair growth. You may have noticed that they make LED lights in helmet forms now. I know Dr. Dre has sponsored one recently, and that's another testament to the effects that it can have. The biggest perk for me when it comes to the Derma Ray mask in particular is the automatic setting, where you can get all 4 settings at once. It really does help the process go much faster when you see the lighting change. I do highly recommend though that you take the morning and nighttime just 2 times a day with that rolling ball that you saw me with earlier, and just meditate and breathe it out, because for someone that works a lot, that really, really helps me. It is the essential definition of self-care, and that too just really, really makes the time go by really fast, and it makes it such an experience. The last step is Kypros's oil. What are you doing? All this to say, I am a huge fan of the face, the neck, the chest patch, and this is something I will be continuing to do every single day. Not 5 times a day, but every single day. So one thing I have an issue with is I wish there was a lock button, because this is really easily accidentally pushed. So with the whole treatment, especially in automatic mode where it's switching settings, it turns off by accident, and then you need to start over, which is fine, but I wish there was just a lock. Second is, compared to my other LED mask, the battery lasts a heck of a lot shorter. This will only last you about 4 mask usages, 15 minutes each, and then you need to charge it. That's another downfall for this controller.